We may not be able to celebrate in numbers, but together we are united in spirit. And Stories Untold is at the forefront and at the heart of all things incredible women. My name is Pule Mulibati, welcoming you to our today fiery edition of Stories Untold. Today we look at the story of women who are in the tech space as the world is gradually moving towards technology in our everyday lives. These are the founders of an edu propeller, Nkatuto. This propeller is giving technopreneurs a head start. Let's have a look at their story.
Nkatuto is a non-profit organization registered by two master graduates, Tulile Kanyile and Thandeka Mhlanga. Their journey was meant to be.
We had to come together and sort of say, what are we doing about this? Because there's clearly a need for this, you know. And then we came together and we did the constitutions and we registered for the non-profit, and we tried to find other people that we could register with, because registering a non-profit in South Africa, you need 3 people.
So one of the frustrating things for me was we do research and it never gets down to, you know, the layman. We do research, we go present in the society of the people that are in the same sort of intellect, but we never take the research findings and say, how do we now impact society? And perhaps it's because maybe we don't have the business acumen as scientists. And then we're like, perhaps it would be nice to tap into the basic education level and actually merge the science and the business. And we're like, okay, how do we do that? Then we formulated the 70-year process, which is now our program that we do in Nkatuto, where we do the activation, we teach how to conduct research, then we encourage the learners to come up with innovative solutions by applying the research methodology.
One of my aunts passed away from HIV.
With learners and schools eager for this way of invention, Thandeka found herself with more than they imagined.
So, I mean, we are 3 years into this business and we've seen tremendous growth that we are now a national program. We are in 5 provinces, and we have last year we had about 23 schools in total, and the number of learners that we've actually impacted in the program it's quite a high number, because at different levels we interact with a different number of learners. But from the top of my head, I know last year alone we perhaps reached more than 8,000 learners in our activation stages. And when it comes to now teaching them the research methodology skills, just in 2019 it must have been more than 800 learners that attended our workshop.
The experiments were blowing, and Nkatuto was even reaching out to rural schools.
The learners are recruited through what we call an activation. So it's a promotional blitz, as it were. So it's going to the school and saying, hey, we're in Nkatuto and we're scientists and we want you guys to be scientists too. And science is about solving a problem, and we're going to teach you guys how to do that. So if you're interested, so we run competitions and etc. So we basically sell our story to these kids, and these kids must buy.
Yes, after hypothesis was ready. After end was ready.
It's like Siabashela, and they must come us, you know. And then they come into the program, they register, we run workshops with them, research methodology workshops. It's a full day's workshop where we teach them methodology skills, from how to articulate a problem statement and how to hypothesize or conduct an educated guess for the solution that you think your problem that you have identified has or you'd like to develop. Thereafter, we give them the task to now use this tool, this research methods tool, to develop a solution, conduct research to a problem that they identify in their communities. We then go back, we consult with them, and we say, hey, how's it going? You know, so that we can help them shape this thing and make it, and just advise them on how it is they need to go about it. But also that is, for a lot of the kids, the first time they interact with a scientist or an engineer. So it also takes up the shape of a mentoring session. Thereafter, they have to showcase their projects. So we have school-based innovation expos, and at the school-based innovation expos, we select winners at the school level. Then the winners go on to a finals, and at the finals, we select 10 projects with show potential for commercialization.
Ngatuto's X factor is they don't exclude any learner despite of their age or grade.
So we want kids that want to be here. We want kids that want to make a difference. We want kids that are doing well at school, not doing well at school. So we don't have a grading criteria. It's first come, first serve. You can come in. We don't have a gender requirement. No, we don't have any requirements. And the reason why is that an idea is an idea, and sometimes it doesn't need an A student.
Nelia is one of the mentees and facilitators of Ngatuto. Her confidence got a boost when she first joined the winning team.
So the whole master's experience involves us doing a lot of presentations to not only people in our platform or department, but to also different stakeholders. So she came about this whole facilitation and consultation thing for Ngatuto to help me improve my public speaking. And I thought, at first I was scared. I thought, okay, I'm just a village girl from Limpopo. I haven't addressed a lot of people. So I just thought I should take a leap of faith and go with it. And it was really fulfilling.
Ngatuto started its pilot with Leondale High School, and the learners and teachers are still pushing the legacy forward.
If we're saying our kids must be taught entrepreneurship, what does an entrepreneur need? The first thing an entrepreneur needs is a laptop. So we must get them laptops, and we must teach them how to use them. And they must be able to use them, and they must be able to use PowerPoint, unlike us who first encountered and had to give presentations at post-grad level. They must be able to use PowerPoint, because what we are saying to them is in grade 9, as a 15-year-old, if an investor comes, you should be able to pitch to them.
What we are trying to do is change the mindset. So right now, the way this education system is structured is that we have a lot of employees. So people graduate to seek employment, but not necessarily to create employment. So what we want to see the culture change and to change the mindset such that we are able to have people that will essentially create employment. So that's why we say we teach the learners to ideate. It's important to be able to ideate because that gives you a platform to actually identify if there's a problem. And we say once you've identified that there's a problem, then what is the solution? And in that space, your solution can then be able to create value.
Welcome back. You are still watching Stories Untold with me, Bulem Mulebatsi. We are celebrating incredible women of South Africa today on the show. We now look at a story of one young woman who has gone through hardships as a young girl and is now reaching out to others who are going through an experience that she once experienced. Today, she is doing incredible things. This is a story of Unkemetsi Kilebale Khosi. Let's have a look.
Meet Unkemetsi Kilebale Khosi, but just call her Sana. She's a colorful character in an equally colorful media industry. Every morning, Sana is one of the first people to arrive in the office. This is so she can coordinate everyone's activities for the day before they arrive.
I'm a production coordinator for Current Affairs for all 4, meaning all the 4 programs in Current Affairs. And I work under 4 bosses. Yeah, so it's kind of hectic, Nakongwe.
But in her spare time, she is just as preoccupied. This as she is involved in a number of charities that are very close to her heart.
Well, the first time it is an NGO, it was, it's called Vanduka Af, All Black. It was in the first NGO that I helped. It was a young boy who saw the need to offer these sanitary towels to Banyana, and because of my past and those things that I've been through, not having access to sanitary towels and having to use those they are not Like I didn't have a choice, if I may say so, because I had to go to school. Like I had to put my education first. So I ended up using the GoSu and other things just during the month. So that boy, when I first met him and he asked for my help, I never looked back. From that day onward, I decided to, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to help someone, a child. Yeah, that's how I started asking all my friends to, instead of buying me presents on my birthday, the sanitary towels. Either you buy them or you give me a voucher, then I'll buy sanitary towels so I can give them to Barmadi Koka. Because I don't want them to go through what I went through. Yeah, it's not and I had no one.
It is shocking just how many girls and women still do not have access to proper sanitary towels in South Africa.
Most of the girls when they tell me the same thing, this is what I've been using, and I'm grateful for what you're doing for Nakwananu. You giving me those sanitary towels, they will help, even if it's just for a little while, but at least with that twist.
Whether it be providing school shoes to children in need or handing out sanitary pads to those that cannot afford them, these are sure ways of helping Sana to get over a traumatic past of her own.
Right now, not much. I'm just helping to heal myself. It's like therapy. It's a healer. So I'm giving back because I didn't have. I get like a whole. I get the 1,000 shoe collection, walk and run, the 26th December every year, because I did not have school shoes. I traveled from Botswana, South Africa, from South Africa to Botswana, school uniform. I used to wear like a very short skirt because that's the only thing I had. Then I would walk. That's what I had. Yeah, if my uncle Ali Laki agreele singwinyan and regular slako and Sunday school, so I have to wear the shoe. Hi fella Hajara, go back to walking. Come out. So that's why I started the 1,000 shoe collectors, and yeah, it's been great. We've been helping a lot of kids back home. So at least every year, January, had Golidibula, our distributor, and there are a few students they will not walk. Go to school, they will have shoes.
Sana credits her working on the show as helping her heal her childhood wounds.
Untold most of the time, because the story really covering kids about they've been through but at the end there is always a silver lining where motwating overcome so senase faces and by the botshelo ba bona gore bone better than it was before. In twist gore ke khona go dila le do tsene ke di face growing up gore dimpontse gore ke khona le gore I'm not the only one all is going through those di thata my life who's been through hell and back, if I may say so, and that helped me to accept situation yaka and le gore ke tswe ke go batla thuso so that I can be a better person that I am today.
Her Christmas message to the world is a heartfelt request for compassion.
My message to the viewers is that it doesn't matter how little or how much you have, give back. Even if it's just 2 rand, even if it's just a cent, even if it's just your time. Because there's someone out there who more than you know. Until then you step out of your house, you will never know how much people out there need help. It doesn't have to be 1,000 rand, 1,000,000 rand, even if it's just a hello to give hope. Even if how are you? Because some people, that's what they want to hear. I don't know how many times I wanted to hear Sana or young, so that I can tell them what I'm going through. But until you do that, you'll never know. Yeah. Who knows, you might just save a life, like most of my friends did.
And that is the untold story of our production coordinator, Unkemetsi Sana Kilibale Khosi.
Welcome back to Stories Untold. Our beautiful stories of women across South Africa has brought us right here. We now look at a story of Zanele, who quit her 9-to-5 to become a female farmer. And through that project, she has been able to employ other women. And amongst those women, there is an incredible story of a woman who is a survivor of gender-based violence. This is Zanele's story.
It has been almost 4 years since Zanele Ntuli decided to pursue her passion in farming, a field dominated by men. She employs mostly women as a way to show power and strength of the female gender in this industry.
Mina la emsebenzini ngicashe abomama mostly. The reason why ngicashe abomama mostly, abomama they are responsible. Like, you know, a mother would know that I have to go to work in order for my kids to eat. And like ubaba, sometimes akafuna ukuya emsebenzini akafuna ukuya emsebenzini mara umama unalento leyo ukuthi I want to go to work for abantwana ukuthi badle abantwana baye esikolweni. And then so far I have tried male genders, but then for me the best people to work around with were the females, because of I've been working with my staff for more than 3 years now.
Talent Nyoni is a divorcee and a survivor of abuse with 5 kids. She details the state of her life before she found this job.
Lana ngifike last year September, and then ngibuya la ngibuya eSoshanguve. eSoshanguve ikho la ngihlala khona, ngifike vele ngaqala ukuhlala lapho, and then eSoshanguve lapho ngibamba nje umsebenzi omncane, ukulumaka, ukuwasha. Then ngake ngasebenza ishop yamakula, ngabona ukuthi nemali yakhona kayilingani. Then ngake ngahlalanyana, so ngabona ukuthi ukuhlala akusizi lutho, and then nginomntwana omncane. Umntwana omncane ufuna ama-pampers, ufuna ama-wipers, ufuna ukudla, and kunabanye abasekhaya, so ngabona ukuthi akusizi lutho. Then ngathola ukuthi ngibe nomngani nje. Umngani lo bekwazi usisilo sisizanele, so umngani lo sebenza la sometimes mawungaba nama-piece job okwa-harvester, then bebembiza bemfonela. So wabe kusithi ngelinye ilanga wafona mina ngikhona kuye, wasesithi uyenzani, ngiyakufuna ngale kunomsebenzi, ngifuna ne-harvest. Nase ngithi khuluma nami ukuthi ngikhona nami ngifuna umsebenzi. Same time lapha efona wabethi kunomunye umama ufuna umsebenzi. Athi hayi akuna problem, ozanini umuntu bekubuza wami lana.
On top of the employment, Zanele has also given her free accommodation here at the farm.
Le ngibona ingcono ngoba la bengihlala khona eSoshanguve ngibe ngibhadela 700 per month. So imali yakhona ibincane, pay bengithola 1.2. So bengangisizi lutho. Ngibona ukuthi 700 ngizifaka ku rent, kuzosala malini ku 1.2, akusali lutho. Umntwana ufuna ama-pampers, mina ngifuna ukudla, umntwana ufuna ukugqoka, mina nami ngifuna ukugqoka, ayilingani nabantwana abasekhaya. So ngabona ukuthi ngize kungcono ngoba ingcono nje ngoba i-1.5 ingcono, anginayo problem ngale ndawo ngoba ukuvele noma ngathi ngifuna indawo e-right engizoyithola phi, ngibona ngathi u-right, kungela nto engihlukumezayo, ngiyihlalele ngipheka ngisidla, then ngifonela abantu abami, nikeza umntanami uthando, and bamuyisile creche yena lo Zanele, uyomhambisile wambhalisa uye creche.
Kalega is a tertiary student in Durban. She works here at the farm as part of her in-service training.
Ngifike lana ngoJanuary, ngaqala ukusebenza la nge-14 ngizokwenza in-service training ukuthi ngithole experience nama-skills khona ngizokwazi ukuthi ngiqede i-diploma yami kwi-farming management.
Yenza kuphi le farming management?
Ngiyenza eMthashane TVET College. ngizwe ngabanye abangani bami ngifunda nabo esikoleni ebese beqedile idiploma yabo bathi sihambile sina soyenza in-service training ePretoria kuleli farm i-Them Green, so ku right khona uthola yonke into oyifunayo, ufunda izinto eziningi, so ngadecide ukuthi nami ngize la khona ngizokwazi ukuthi ngifunde ngefarming.
She says there are challenges they go through, but she still gets what she came for, irrespective of those hurdles.
Leli farmer ngilizwe right noma kunama challenges engibhekana nawo, kodwa nje zonke izinto engiyifuna ngiyayithola, ama skills ngiyathola, kuningi esengikufundile kuleli farm.
Ngaphi ama challenges khona?
Ukuthi kenze ukuthi thothi kwesinye isikhathi sine order elikhulu, si harvest till late kuze kube emnyama, si harvest ngamathoshi njengoba ugesi ngenawo la. Experience bengiyilindele ngoba kuyasho ukuthi esikoleni experience okumele uyithole, kumele uwazi ngeplant production, uwazi from turning the soil, uwazi planting, uwazi harvesting, uwazi zonke iprocess until to the market. Ngiyayithola leyo lekha.
A businesswoman with a big heart, Zanele has projects that she plows back to.
Besides the schools, I supply wholesalers, I supply the local fruit and veg, and then I also supply Eden greens, and we also supply processing companies. Agriculture is male-dominated kakhulu, but mostly I'm a project ayenza kahle khona manje. If we can look, I'm a project abomama because of we have the special touch. I can say that.
With a 500,000 business turnover a year, Zanele is far from where she started.
Na business yaka khona benu bakamkhokile belezing where I can rate it from the scale of 1 to 10. I would say almost 6. I'm growing. I am not where I want to be. I want to see myself having big land, not this land that I'm in now, having employed many young people, and I want to see myself having more clients that I supply, and and yeah, I can say I'm proud of myself looking where I started and where I am now, and by the look of things, before the year ends, I will be somewhere with my project. Because of in agriculture, imali asiyidli yonke, we plow it back to the land. We make sure that there is production. I want to see myself being in a commercial level before I reach the age of 30, and also to have a skill center whereby I will transfer the skill that I have to other young people, other women and people with disability, whereby sizobafundisa agriculture, and then they will get to have an opportunity to go to Basela, to the field, to do practically, bafundise ukuthi you can make it. And if you want to start something, but whatever that you have, you can start something. They don't start because of they feel they would want to say just to do this it's expensive. I crawled before I could stand up.
And with that, we have come to the end of our show today. Our journey has been really incredible and truly inspiring. To all other incredible women out there, we see you. Do not dim your light, even for 1 second, for anything. Continue spreading that magic. From myself, Pule Mulibati, and all the incredible women of Stories Untold, it's a goodbye from us.